SEA 2026 exam. Mixed reviews from SEA 2026 students. And Antonov Aircraft makes historic first landing in Tobago. Good evening, I am Renessa Ortiz and you're locked into Tobago Updates television news for Thursday, 26th March 2026. Now to our top story. The Ministry of Education has reported that a total of 17,573 students sat the secondary entrance assessment examination on Thursday, March 26, 2026, across 547 centers nationwide. The group included 8,885 boys and 8,688 girls from 8 educational districts. Minister of Education Dr. Michael Dowlett congratulated all candidates for their efforts, praising their determination and growth throughout the process. He also expressed gratitude to the many individuals who contributed to the smooth execution of the examination. The ministry highlighted the critical role played by supporting agencies, including the TTPS, WASA, and TNTech, whose coordinated efforts ensured that all centers were properly equipped and operations ran efficiently across the country. The 2026 secondary entrance assessment examinations were held earlier today across Trinidad and Tobago, with students, parents, and teachers sharing mixed reactions following the highly anticipated test. While many candidates expressed relief and confidence, others found certain sections challenging as parents and educators offered support and encouragement at centers nationwide. Speaking with several students, parents, and teachers after the examination, this is what they had to say.
The exam was all right. It's pretty easy peasy. Section 1 in math was beautiful, because there was no hard questions. Section 2 may have given an ick, but it was good still. And for section 3, it was good too until question number 38. The rest was easy.
Only the mathematics give me a challenge, but I think I have a good chance to pass on my first choice. My parents put Bishop, but I want to go Compre. Happy, very happy, just happy.
It was challenging, but I was able to do it. I had to do 3 booklets every week, just doing all the booklets in school.
It was very good and it was nervous, and yeah, the section 3 maths and the last question first, it was very hard and it was it come out of nowhere.
It was very good. I'm very glad that story came, and I know I did my best, and I want to thank the Lord for letting me complete this exam to the best of my ability. So I'm just waiting for results, so I'm going and enjoy myself.
I'm elated because after speaking with her and she's saying how she feel about the exam, I know she did her best, she tried hard, she worked hard, so I am so happy that after all is said and done, that we only wishing for the best for her and for all the other children too.
A bit elated. This is just one hurdle that we have behind our backs. I know that we have another one, the CXC, to come in the next 5 years. I'm glad this part is over. Having been able to prepare with him, ensuring that you have to be behind him most of the time. His mother, I have to give credit. His mother is the one that will be behind him.
Well, it was very tedious. We started booklets late last year, and well, we completed everything like about 2 weeks before the exam. So, you know, we went over things that they did not understand. So it was a bit tedious for us as well as the children.
To all students who wrote the examination today, marking a significant milestone as they take the next step in their academic journey. History was made in Tobago on Wednesday, March 25th as one of the world's largest cargo aircraft, the Antonov AN-124, touched down for the first time at the A&R Robinson International Airport. The massive aircraft, known for its enormous wingspan and distinctive front-opening cargo bay, drew attention from aviation enthusiasts and onlookers alike. Its arrival marks a significant moment for Tobago's aviation and logistics capabilities, highlighting the island's growing capacity to accommodate large-scale international operations. Officials say the landing demonstrates improved infrastructure and opens the door for future cargo opportunities. The rare sight of the Antonov on local soil underscored Tobago's increasing importance in regional air transport and trade. Up next, Damian Agostini turns recycled waste into striking island art.
Baby, when you whine on me, somebody gets the I get wet. I get wet. I get wet. I'm looking all through the party. I hope I find you there.
John's Bar on the Boulevard presents the Tobago Vibes Festival. 1 weekend, 4 free events. That's right, 4 nights of freeness at John's Bar. Thursday, April 2nd, we start off with the Conscious Vibes at I Love Reggae, featuring international reggae superstar Roz Shiloh.
On to Zion we go, and I can't move slow, no.
Shiloh.
Are you satisfied?
Also featuring TNT's very own Kevin Carter and Garden Knight, alongside your favorite reggae-matic DJs. Easter weekend on the Esplanade. It's the safe and secure, admission-free, first annual Tobago Vibes Festival. See social media for details. Keywords Tobago Vibes Festival. I Love Reggae. Powered by John's Bar on the Boulevard.
All right.
Critical and crucial is Friday night place in the party usual. And on this Easter weekend, I'm going to be there for a rise at our beautiful twin Isle of Tobago. So looking forward to seeing you there. And remember, I fed up by the captivity, fed up by the lockdown. I find it's time to lose bear. The imprisonment got to stop now. Critical and crucial, see you there.
All right.
We get ready as the Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council brings to you the Easter Sport and Family Day. On Monday, 6th April, Easter Monday, we transform the Mount Pleasant recreational grounds. We kick off with track and field events, novelty races, Easter bonnet competition, the Greasy Pole Challenge, and the highly anticipated William Woods Premier Goat Racing Classic. Huge prizes to be won, and we can't forget the Kids Corner with rides and bouncy castles. At 7 p.m., it's an after party and a stage show by popular artists and DJs. Grounds tickets cost $60 for adults and $30 for kids 5 to 12 years. Pavilion tickets cost $100 and children under 5 years are free. So register early for races. Check out Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council on Facebook. 474-4661. 474-4661 for more details. Live performance by the 2026 National Calypso Monarch Queen, Terry Lyons.
I need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing.
Trinidad, Tobago and abroad, your chance to drive away in a brand new SUV is still on. The BHS Centennial Raffle has been extended to Thursday, 30th April 2026. And that's not all. Prizes include a travel for two to Miami and Curacao, Tobago staycation, iPhones, computers, smart TVs, and more. Tickets still only $100. Get yours at selected outlets or at islandetickets.com. Details at bishopstobago100.com/raffle.
TL Promotion presents laugh and live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Birchwood Legacy Park, Lowlands. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son Son. And from Tobago, amateur comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. And Island e-tickets or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
Thank you for staying with us. Damian Agostini is transforming recyclable waste into striking public art across Trinidad and Tobago. Beginning roughly 12 years ago around the Queen's Park Savannah in Trinidad, his work has since expanded to Tobago, where his creative pieces continue to promote environmental awareness while enhancing community spaces with innovative, sustainable artistry. Here are the details.
Damian Agostini highlighted his journey began about 12 years ago, working with reclaimed wood to create small decorative pieces. His first major creations were a pair of reindeers he crafted as a Christmas gift. However, a passerby offered to purchase them on spot for $100 each. Though hesitant, the scare revealed the value of his craft and inspired him to pursue upcycling as a passion and livelihood.
It started off with wood. We're trying to recycle the wood. And I started off doing a couple reindeers back about 12 years ago in Trinidad. I had a girlfriend back then and I was making her 2 reindeers for Christmas. And when we finished, we were going to put it in her trunk, and we put them on the ground, opened up the trunk, and a car pulled up and said, ironically enough, that they're going to Tobago for Christmas, and they wanted to buy them both. We didn't really want to sell them, and then he pulled out some money, and he says, I'll buy them for $100 US each. And with that, I guess he really wanted them to, and with that, I said, maybe I can do something I love.
Agostini explained that each piece begins with the eye, which guides the form his creation will take, whether a horse, dog, cat, or even a giraffe. Once the eye is established, he embarks on what he describes as a treasure hunt, sourcing discarded materials that fit together like a puzzle to complete his artwork.
The eyes, most of my pieces that I go ahead and finish is because of the eye. And the eye lets me know if it's going to be a horse, a dog, a cat, a giraffe. They all have different eyes. And once I get an eye, or I'm out different features, but it's usually the eye. I usually then go on a hunt, like a little treasure hunt, and looking for pieces for my puzzle. And everything is usually out there, yeah.
His work transforms discarded materials into meaningful art. Noting that presentation is key to how it is received, he highlighted one of his standout pieces, the War House, located near the Queen's Park Savannah, which depicts a charging horse intertwined with an eagle. Crafted from recycled items, the sculpture captures both figures in motion, symbolizing strength and unity through creative reuse.
I make art from trash, so I guess the way you present it is, totally different. So I found that quite interesting because there's a lot of people heckling and, making puns. And for those people, they're really just making puns on that one horse, my war horse. It was called Damian Targaryen's war horse, and it's around the savannah. And what it's charging, and I use recycled stuff, but it's charging with an eagle. So if you look at the whole picture, you'll see there's an eagle and a horse, and they're both in motion.
Through his innovative approach, Agostini continues to turn waste into wonder, proving that creativity and sustainability can go hand in hand. His growing body of work across Trinidad and Tobago not only beautifies public spaces but also inspires communities to see value and potential in what is often discarded. He can be contacted via 781-0056. This is Aliyah Balgobin reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
The investigation into the police-involved shooting of Joshua Samaru is nearing its end. Police Commissioner Alistair Guerrero confirms the file is almost ready for legal direction. The fatal January incident also left 31-year-old Kaya Seeley paralyzed. Investigators are currently waiting on one final report from the Forensic Science Center. Once received, officials will submit all evidence to Director of Public Prosecutions Roger Gaspard. The shooting followed a car chase in St. Augustine that ended in a crash. Both the Police Service and the Police Complaints Authority launched separate probes into the event. Meanwhile, senior officers are monitoring reports of planned protests linked to the case. Acting Assistant Commissioner Gavin Henry says no official permits for demonstrations were requested. Police warn that any unauthorized protests will be handled according to the law. The public will receive further updates once the DPP receives the completed file. We will continue to follow this developing story. Tension is mounting between the opposition and the government as critical deadlines for teachers and students collide with a major security shakeup in Tobago. This morning, the PNM leveled heavy criticism against the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Finance over what they call a lack of will to settle debts and protect student well-being. Joel Green George has the details.
With the SEA exam finished, the focus is now on the students. But today, the spotlight is on a system that the opposition says is failing them. Former Education Minister Dr. Damian Agostini raised the alarm over the case of Tobago student Kylie Charles, who was reportedly excluded from a national recognition ceremony despite her high marks.
Yet, 4 years later, with the benefit of having the experience of what happened in 2022, we are back in this situation again, where a young lady of Tobago is now distraught and traumatized because of this ranking system.
The controversy centers on the decision to return to public ranking, a move Dr. Agostini calls retrograde, while the THA Education Division has signaled a possible revisit of the policy. The emotional toll on Tobago's families remains a flashpoint. The pressure isn't just in the classroom, it's in the wallets of the island's educators. Despite a March 31st deadline promised by Finance Minister Devendranath Tanku for the $730 million in arrears, teachers are still waiting.
The fact that so many months have passed suggests to us that the will is not there to pay the teachers the back pay that they deserve. So we are
turning to national security. Tobago's borders are under scrutiny. The sudden removal of the U.S.-installed military radar at the A&R Robinson International Airport has left many asking, why now? MP Marvin Gonzalez notes that just weeks ago, officials claimed the radar was vital for the foreseeable future to curb human and drug trafficking.
The radar was removed. The soldiers have left Tobago and they have gone on their next international excursion. I want to ask the government, and I want to ask you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, is it that we are no longer going to have, or we no longer have, the issue of drug trafficking and narco trafficking in Trinidad and Tobago?
With the first quarter of 2026 coming to a close, the opposition is demanding transparency and immediate payments. For Tobago Updates Television News, I'm Joel Green George.
The news will continue in a moment, but why wait? You can follow every story, every update, all the time. Join the conversation and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. Don't miss a beat, we'll be right back.
Hop, hop, hip hooray. Easter money's on its way. Some bunny's getting a great rate today. Looking for a rate that's bright and sunny? Hop on down for some Easter money. 1% interest through and through. Because we see you at BCU. Apply for a 1% Easter loan and let's hatch something great together. Hop, hop, hip hooray. Easter money's on its way.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve. Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
John's Bar on the Boulevard presents the Tobago Vibes Festival. 1 weekend, 4 free events. That's right, 4 nights of freeness at John's Bar. Thursday, April 2nd, we start off with the Conscious Vibes at I Love Reggae, featuring international reggae superstar Roz Shiloh.
On to Zion we go, and I can't move slow, no.
Shiloh.
Are you satisfied? Why don't tears from your eyes?
Also featuring TNT's very own Kevin Carter and Garden Knight, alongside your favorite reggae-matic DJs. Easter weekend on the Esplanade. It's the safe and secure, admission-free, first annual Tobago Vibes Festival. See social media for details. Keywords Tobago Vibes Festival. I Love Reggae. Powered by John's Bar on the Boulevard.
We get ready as the Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council brings to you the Easter Sport and Family Day. On Monday, 6th April, Easter Monday, we transform the Mount Pleasant recreational grounds. We kick off with track and field events, novelty races, Easter bonnet competition, the Greasy Pole Challenge, and the highly anticipated William Woods Premier Goat Racing Classic. Huge prizes to be won, and we can't forget the Kids Corner with rides and bouncy castles. At 7 p.m., it's an after party and stage show by popular artists and DJs. Grounds tickets cost $60 for adults and $30 for kids 5 to 12 years. Pavilion tickets cost $100 and children under 5 years are free. So register early for races. Check out Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council on Facebook. 474-4661. 474-4661 for more details. Live performance by the 2026 National Calypso Monarch Queen, Terry Lyons.
I need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing.
Trinidad, Tobago and abroad, your chance to drive away in a brand new SUV is still on. The BHS Centennial Raffle has been extended to Thursday, 30th April 2026. And that's not all. Prizes include travel for 2 to Miami and Curacao, Tobago staycation, iPhones, computers, smart TVs, and more. Tickets still only $100. Get yours at selected outlets or at islandetickets.com. Details at bishopstobago100.com/raffle.
Welcome back. The Signal Hill United produced a composed and clinical performance to secure a 2-0 victory over Phoenix FC in their Premier Division clash as the Tobago Football Association League continued at the Mount Grace Recreational Grounds. In the opening exchanges, both teams showed intent, with Phoenix FC pressing high and looking to unsettle their opponents early. However, Signal Hill United remained disciplined at the back, absorbing pressure and gradually finding their rhythm in midfield. The breakthrough came midway through the first half when Signal Hill capitalized on a defensive lapse, finishing calmly to take a 1-0 lead. Buoyed by the advantage, they grew in confidence, controlling possession and dictating the tempo of the match. Phoenix FC attempted to respond in the second half, creating a few promising opportunities, but were repeatedly denied by a well-organized Signal Hill defense and a sharp goalkeeper. Signal Hill United sealed the result late in the game with a second goal, effectively putting the contest beyond reach and ensuring all 3 points. The result strengthened Signal Hill United's position in the standings, while Phoenix FC will look to regroup ahead of their next outing. The World Meteorological Organization is making changes to the Atlantic hurricane name list. Officials retired the name Melissa due to the death and destruction it caused. The name Molly will replace Melissa starting in the 2027 season. This decision follows the annual meeting of the Hurricane Committee. Forecasters retire names when a storm is so deadly or costly that future use would be insensitive. Melissa is the 94th name removed from the Atlantic Basin rotating list since 1953. WMO experts say this move helps maintain clear communication during emergencies. The committee also discussed preparations for the upcoming season. Meteorologists expect 2026 hurricane season from June 1st, 2026 and ends on November 30th to be a very active year for tropical storms. Residents in Tobago should review their emergency plans now. Stay tuned to Tobago updates for the latest weather alerts and safety tips. The hunt for the 2026 National Poetry Slam title is heating up, and Tobago's finalists are ready to take the stage. This Sunday, the semi-finals kick off at the Central Bank Auditorium in Port of Spain, featuring a strong contingent of Sister Isle talent. Joel Green-George has this report.
The energy is building for the Bocas Lit Fest's premier event. Among the poets vying for the $50,000 grand prize are 2 former champions from Tobago returning to the spotlight. Cameron Bruno, who made history as the youngest winner in 2015, says the competition has evolved into a professional sector for the literary arts.
The National Poetry Slam is usually catered towards older veterans in the game who practice their literary arts, like actual spoken word poets by career. And it was at that point where I didn't really understand the depth of what spoken word poetry could look like.
Bruno is joined by fellow former champion Crystal St-Hilaire, who won the title in 2013 under her maiden name Crystal Skeet. After a 7-year hiatus from the slam stage, St-Hilaire is returning with a mission that transcends the trophy.
I believe that an opportunity to speak and be heard shouldn't be taken lightly. And as a Christian spoken word minister, I intend to utilize my opportunity on slam and throughout this poetry slam semifinals to deal with relevant issues while honoring my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ.
The Tobago presence is expanding. This year's auditions saw 6 students from Bishop's High School, Blackheart Poetics, compete, signaling a new wave of talent. While the veteran poets lead the way, they emphasize that the craft requires more than just a way with words. It requires personal integrity in an age where technology often mimics creativity.
As you said, it is a tool, but these competitions shy away from the use of AI because we still want to hear your authentic stories. Right. We still want to be able to hear your literary craft. We still want to be able to hear what it is that you're able to come up with.
Alicia Haynes also joins the semi-final lineup, performing in the number 3 spot. The action begins this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Tickets for the semi-finals are available at the Central Bank box office. We wish all our Tobago poets the best of luck as they aim for the finals scheduled for April. I'm Jewel Green George for Tobago Updates Television News.
Officials from the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission are in Tobago this week. They are hosting several outreach sessions to boost financial literacy across the island. The visit aligns with the 14th edition of Global Money Week. This year's theme is Smart Money Talks. The team visited Goodwood Secondary, Roxborough, and Harmon SDA School to engage students.
Very important. I think culturally, we don't discuss money. I mean, even from schools, at least when I was in secondary school, it's a subject we don't discuss much. But of course, it's a life skill that is very important for each of us to have. Especially with the economy and the times we're in, it's very important to how to make your money work more for you. And
they also met with the Secretary of Finance to strengthen local ties. The TTSEC is warning the public against a rise in AI-generated investment scams. These fraudulent schemes often impersonate public officials using deepfake videos. Regulators urge citizens to verify all investment companies before handing over money. Legitimate brokers must be registered with the Commission.
Nova, you do need to go through, and this is something you protect yourselves as well, is you must go through a registered broker-dealer, which is available on our website at www.ttsec.org.tt. You could check the list of registrants, make sure the person is verified. All the broker-dealers are registered with the Commission.
Yeah. Investors are encouraged to practice their ABCs. Ask questions, beware of fraud, and check the TTSEC. The team wraps up its Tobago campaign this afternoon at the Methodist Church. The weather report when we return.
Trinidad, Tobago, and abroad. Your chance to drive away in a brand new SUV is still on. The BHS Centennial Raffle has been extended to Thursday, 30th April 2026. And that's not all. Prizes include travel for two to Miami and Curacao, Tobago staycation, iPhones, computers, smart TVs, and more. Tickets still only $100. Get yours at selected outlets or at islandetickets.com. Details at bishopstobago100.com/raffle.
John's Bar on the Boulevard presents the Tobago Vibes Festival. 1 weekend, 4 free events. That's right, 4 nights of freeness at John's Bar. Thursday, April 2nd, we start off with the Conscious Vibes at I Love Reggae, featuring international reggae superstar Ross Shiloh.
On to Zion we go, and I can't move slow, no.
Shiloh.
Are you satisfied? Wipe the tears from your eyes.
Also featuring TNT's very own Kevin Carter and Garden Knight, alongside your favorite reggae-matic DJs. Easter weekend on the Esplanade. It's the safe and secure, admission-free, first annual Tobago Vibes Festival. See social media for details. Keywords Tobago Vibes Festival. I Love Reggae. Powered by John's Bar on the Boulevard.
Baby, when you whine on me, somebody gets a phone call on the telephone. I get wet. I get wet. I'm looking all through the party. I hope I find you there.
We get ready as the Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council brings to you their Easter Sport and Family Day. On Monday, 6th April, Easter Monday, we transform the Mount Pleasant recreational grounds. We kick off with track and field events, novelty races, Easter bonnet competition, the Greasy Pole Challenge, and the highly anticipated William Woods Premier Goat Racing Classic. Huge prizes to be won, and we can't forget the Kids Corner with rides and bouncy castles. At 7 p.m., it's an after party and a stage show by popular artists and DJs. Grounds tickets cost $60 for adults and $30 for kids 5 to 12 years. Pavilion tickets cost $100 and children under 5 years are free. So register early for races. Check out Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council on Facebook, 474-4661, 474-4661 for more details. Live performance by the 2026 National Calypso Monarch Queen, Terry Lyons.
Need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing.
People, the 4th and 5th of April, it's all about Arise. Tobago, we coming. Well, you see the video of jumping out of planes for this one. Parachuting down to the Scarborough Amphitheater. Yes, this is the place to be. Along with other friends and them, and even the ones from Tobago too. Big up all yourself. We're going to have a great time in Jesus' name. Arise!
Arise! Blissful melodies come from heaven, so his praise are given to the King of giving it.
Welcome back. Now for a look at the weather update from the TNT Met Office. Tonight will be mostly fair with the low chance of the odd isolated shower. The minimum temperature is forecast to be around 24 degrees Celsius at Piaco and 24 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Tomorrow will be generally sunny and breezy at times. There is a risk of a few partly cloudy spells with isolated showers mainly over western and the hilly areas, and a low chance of the odd heavy shower favoring southwest Trinidad. Night will be fair. The maximum temperature tomorrow is expected to reach around 32 degrees Celsius at Piaco and 31 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Seas will be moderate with waves between 1.5 and 2 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:06 and sunset at 6:16. And that's all the time we have for tonight's Tobago Updates news. Have a great night and let's recap the headlines. Successful SEA 2026 exam. Mixed reviews from SEA 2026 students. And Autonov aircraft makes historic first landing in Tobago.